You might know them as line trimmers or maybe whippersnippers, but whichever way, I'm sure you'll know that they're a lawn and garden must-have. Line trimmers are indispensable for a range of regular garden and lawn tasks, like keeping the lawn in check along drives and paths and trimming down grass that shoots up where your mower can't reach. Now you're probably asking yourself two questions. Why take the time to do the trimming? And when should I do it? Well, I'm glad you asked. Trimming the edge gives the lawn that perfect and professional looking finish. You won't need to use chemicals to stop grass escaping into paving or garden beds. Just trim it instead. And a trimmer makes it easier to keep awkward spots tidy. And when? Well, chances are if your lawn is due to be mown, then it's ready for a trim as well. Personally, I like to edge before I mow, as the mower will then pick up any cuttings. I have edged and mown more than my fair share of lawns, so I thought I'd pass a few of my tips on to you. First one is a bit of a housekeeping tip. Keep your trimmer clean and tidy. The most important parts are around the trimmer head itself and on the underside of the guard. Wet grass can easily build up and then dry to a solid crust. This will impact on the efficiency of the cutting and can even cause drag, slowing head rotation and putting strain on the trimmer motor. Before you get started, you need to gear up. Closed-toe shoes, preferably good work boots. I like to wear long pants for protection from flying debris. Standards approved safety glasses or goggles, and likewise for the earmuffs or plugs. Then I also like to put on a good pair of gloves. Next, a quick check of your fuel levels. Easy done on a battery machine. Make sure you've got a backup battery on charge too. And for a petrol trimmer, top the tank up with fresh fuel. Two-stroke engines need a special fuel blend. They use oil in the fuel to lubricate the engine rather than having an oil-filled sump. Mixing your own two-stroke fuel is easy. Make sure you know the correct fuel to oil ratio, generally 50:1 or 25:1, and only use quality two-stroke oil. Personally, I like these squeeze bottles because it's so much easier to get your quantities spot on. For a 25:1 two-stroke mix, I'll need 200 ml of this oil in 5 litres of fresh fuel. The easiest way to mix it is to half fill the can with fresh fuel, measure your two-stroke oil, carefully add it to the can, and then finish the filling. And always remember that with a petrol engine, it's smart practice to start the machine away from where you're refueled. If your trimmer has a shoulder strap, make sure it's adjusted correctly. The padding should be up on your shoulder and then the strap should be adjusted so that it takes the weight of the machine while you work. Once you start trimming, don't go too hard on anything you're cutting. Trimmer line only cuts on the end few millimetres. So if you push the head in hard, all you'll likely do is snap the line off. When it comes to edging along paths and drives, turn the trimmer so the head is toward vertical rather than horizontal. Then slowly walk along the edge using just the tip of the line. Personally, I prefer to very carefully walk backwards, and it's important to have the head angled so that all the debris blows away from you. You'll also find high revs work best, as line will be less likely to deflect, which is the main cause of uneven cutting. If you have areas of longer grass, then don't try to take it all at once. Use a left to right pendulum motion and make a few passes trimming it down in stages. If you try to take long grass in one hit, then chances are it's going to fall onto the head, tangle around the spindle, slow your machine down and put strain on the engine. Around every 15 minutes, take a break from trimming and have a stretch. Battery trimmers are much lower in vibrations and noise, but it's still smart to give yourself a break, especially in hot weather. Hey, a guy's got to rehydrate, right? When you're trimming, it's smart to keep people and pets at least 15 metres away from your work area, well out of range of any flying material. When you need to replace the trimmer line in the head, it's very important you use the right diameter line. Too thin and it will be constantly snapping. Too thick and it won't work in bump type heads. You'll find the type of heads vary between machines, so the refilling techniques can be different. This easy change head is awesome. It is just so easy. Pull the old bit out, put the middle of the line under the lug in the center of the trimming head, feed through each side, and that's it. No fiddling around, no wasting time, just quick and easy. The end of your line shouldn't be beyond the edge of your guard. In fact, you'll find there's a cutter blade there to make sure it doesn't end up going past there. Rather than wasting line, with this type of bump head, you can actually wind it back in. And one final tip, if you're looking for a new trimmer, why not consider one that does more than just line trimming? A Victa trimmer with Easy Link allows you to change heads to add a pole extension or a pole pruner, edger, even a hedge trimmer. That means lots more tools and still having loads of room left in the shed. That's it. My tips to make your trimming safer, easier, and perhaps even more enjoyable.